Have you ever been watching a movie, enjoying yourself, smiling ear to ear, engaged in the movie's happenings, just for that joy to end because of a dumb decision a character made that ruins your immersion and had you thinking, why would they do that? Well, that's what I'm going to be talking about in today's video, starting off with This scene kicks off after Dr. Schultz and Django failed to finesse Kelvin Candy, but regardless, was still able to acquire Broomhilda as Kelvin signed off ownership of her. So he hands over the documents to Dr. Schultz and tells him before he can leave, he has to shake his hand to finalize the deal. But Dr. Schultz, being disgusted by all the bullshit Kelvin had been up to till that point, refuses to shake his hand and just wants to leave. But Candy threatens him and says if he doesn't shake his hand, things will not end well for him. So Schultz stretches out his hand, and I was looking at this thinking to myself, hey man, things might have not gone how they planned, but at least they got Broomhilda. So you win some, you lose some. But turns out I was so wrong, because they lost some and lost some more, as this nigga Schultz decides to shoot Candy, which results in him getting killed in a shootout between Django and Candy's goons. And this shit pissed me off so much, because why would he do that? I understand his ego was hurt and Kelvin was deserving of that outcome because he's a piece of shit, but that doesn't change the fact that this nigga sold the race when he was just a step away from the finish line, and the consequences of his actions were passed on to the others. All Dr. Schultz had to do was shake this bum's hand, leave, get Broomhilda to a safe place, then him and Django would spin back and make sure that Kelvin doesn't just die, but he dies a long, painful death.
Why?
Now this movie, on the other hand, unlike the first one, is a special case, as there isn't just one case of bad decision make, but a plethora. This shit is like an abortion clinic, because it's just bad decisions everywhere you look. The first being, the scene kicks off after the Guardians picked up Thor's floating body. Thor fills them in on what Thanos has already done, which is that he wiped out half his people to get the Space Stone, and a week before he wrecked Xander for the Power Stone. Then tells them Thanos is headed to nowhere so he can collect the Reality Stone. And Gamora, being the genius she is, says, hey, we should go to where Thanos is. Now, if you're an individual with a fully functional brain like myself, you already see the first error in decision making, because why the fuck would you suggest to go to the nigga with 3 Infinity Stones when the 4 of you struggled to deal with the nigga that had only 1 stone in your first movie? And why are Peter and the others agreeing with this bullshit and not going what Thor is telling them to go instead? But hey, you know what? I'll brush this off as arrogance, hubris. But the next thing that Gamora does, well, that's just pure retardation. So before they leave, Gamora tells Pete that if things go wrong and Thanos gets her, he should kill her. So Quill asks why, and she says she knows something Thanos doesn't know. So one would wonder, what crucial piece of information does she know that would require her to die before Thanos finds out about it? Well, it's nothing serious, just the location of the Soul Stone. Bro, that's just more reason for them not to go to nowhere. Why did she still want to go so badly? Make it make sense.
Which one of y'all ate my meat, man? What? Which one of y'all ate my meat?
Now, Quill and Gamora have me thinking that stupidity might also be an STD, because how the fuck is it both people in the relationship are this dumb? Now, I really don't have to say too much here, because I think this has to be one of the most famous examples of bad decisions in movies of all time. Pete, Drax, Tony, Steven, and Mantis have Thanos on lockdown and are trying to remove the gauntlet. And they almost had it, but all of their efforts go out the window when this white trash piece of shit decides to crash out when he finds out that Gamora has the same status as the hype for I Am Music, dead. And bro, this would be understandable if he thought Gamora was gonna survive, but this was literally him earlier on that day. So what the fuck is this all about? Now, before I move on from this movie, I just want to highlight the bullshit that Strange was on. You mean to tell me the guy that was able to put Dormammu in a time loop, the same Strange that was able to witness all those realities, couldn't think to just cut off this nigga's arm? We saw Wong do this earlier on in the movie. Why the hell didn't you?
Bodies!
Now you see this is the face of a man who's fucked every woman in Hollywood, but this is also the face of the dumbest motherfucker to ever live. I'm not even gonna state what he did in the movie, because I don't think many people have watched Bodies. So just in case you haven't, I don't want to spoil it for you. I want you to experience the stupidity on your own, but just trust and believe this is the dumbest shit that anybody has done in a movie. And if you've enjoyed the video, please let me know by stating it in the comments, and also let me know what other movies would you like me to address in this. I'd like to make this a series depending on how this video performs. And also please like, share, and subscribe. I'm trying to get to 300 subscribers by the end of February. Thank you for your time.